Welcome back to Sudden Wealth. Last 2 days ago, I did a video on gold about how I thought that gold and silver, to be honest, have lost their place in portfolio. In portfolios of people, in the sense of are they money? Are they currency substitute? Are they Armageddon play? Are they industrial metals? What are they? Ever since that, gold has fallen to I think $19-20. By the way, not financial advice. It will go to 1850 again. Now, does that mean it will go to 1850 on Monday? No. But over the next 2 to 3 weeks, it will go to at least, I'll give it a month, maybe until the end of July, we should see 1850 on gold again. And there's all this talk about the Brics currency and that it's going to be backed by gold, oil, and other commodities. Yeah, we will see. I'm not so sure about it. Everyone knows what's happening over there on Russia now with the civil war, let's call it. I don't think it's really a war. I don't see how Putin can be beaten like that. We'll see. But in any case, gold has been difficult to assess exactly what kind of asset it is, because we just had record inflation with record money printing, and gold is basically down versus 2011. So silver, I'm not even going to discuss it. It's down versus 1980s. So to me, that asset is dead, and it's unclear to me when it's going to recover. About the currency, one of the issues is look at the Brics currency, the Brics countries, right? Compare it to the US dollar. So you have the Chinese yuan. When did the Brics, so first question, when did the Brics started? Around 2009, 2010? What happened to the Chinese yuan versus the dollar? Pretty much the same. What happened to Russia, South Africa, Brazilian, Indian currency versus the dollar? Well, they lost about 50% of their value versus the dollar over this time period. So the dollar is a crap coin. If you call it, I think it's a shit coin, right? With an inflation bug. But in any case, it's the least bad of the lot. Very simple. And this is what the gold bugs actually get wrong. The US prints money. England prints money. Japan prints money. China prints money. What is the difference amongst all of these? When the US prints money, it prints money to the world. They export the majority of those dollars. When the UK prints pounds, they print pounds for themselves. There's no meaningful trade in pounds in the world. So who gives a shit, right? So everything they print stays in the country. Chinese yuan, same thing. Say, oh yeah, Chinese yuan is growing a lot. It's like 3% of global trade. I mean, it's really nothing. Japanese yen, same problem as the UK. What am I trying to say with this? Do I like the dollar? No, I freaking hate it. I think it's a stupid form of money that we currently have with the fiat currency. However, the dollar does not exist in isolation. You need to compare it to the rest of the other ones. The rest of the other ones is the best one. What about gold? I think Bitcoin is a better form than gold because it solves the issues of censorship resistance, self-custody, easy to transport, literally. I think I would invite someone to try to transport a ton, 500 kilos of gold to see what happens. How much you pay for that and how hard it is. And it's more difficult to confiscate, right? The UK has confiscated gold in the past, the US as well. and other countries did and continue to do. Now, when do we see gold going up? When there's a war, when there's banks failing because basically the current system is not working. But so does Bitcoin. I mean, just forget about Bitcoin. Take the example of Ethereum. So you had the famous gold bugs like Peter Schiff, 2010, gold will hit 5,000, gold will hit $5,000. Ethereum came out at 31 cents in the middle of the decade. 31 cents. In 2021, it reached $4,800, pretty much $5,000. Just in this time period, about 7 to 8 years. That's it. Even less actually, about 6 years. Six years and a half. It went from 31 cents to 4,800 something dollars. Depends on the exchange you're looking at. Gold didn't even crack 2,500. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, Bitcoin went from a penny, 1 cent, 2009, all the way to $69,000. I mean, even in 2014 or so, Bitcoin hit $1,000. And actually, if you look around 2015, 1 ounce of gold becomes 1 Bitcoin at some point when gold's around 1,050, 1,100. But then now 1 Bitcoin buys you what? 15, 16, 17 ounces of gold, and at the top bought you 2 times that, so 30 ounces of gold. That, I mean, it's unclear to me what kind of role gold will play. Yes, I know central banks are buying this in record speed. Look, all the governments love one thing: control. Central bank digital currencies, fiat money, that all makes sense as part of control. Now, a system moving intentionally into gold, like governments going into gold, knowing, particularly in an economy like China, which makes the leverage of the US look like child's play. So you're telling me that China, Russia, countries obsessed with power, they will just hand over the power of their own money into a commodity in which Western Europe and the US actually own more gold than the currencies in the Brics? It makes no sense to me. We'll see. In August there's a big meeting. I do think gold has been kind of lost, and the trading of it has proven it. It's for 10 years it's in a sideways movement. There's a move from the same place, exactly because I don't think gold actually knows, or the people that invest in gold, I don't think they can actually put it as what kind of asset it is. Inflation edge, well, it's not doing very well against all these years inflation, the past years. Is it the money printing edge? Well, no. It was the thing that actually rose the least with extensive money printing. Is it a war edge? Well, it went up during the invasion and then dropped immediately afterwards. Is it the banking collapse edge? Maybe. Because it seems to have ramped up and stayed there for quite some time as the banks were teetering, and then it starts to go down when the banking situation seemed to be solved. But that's my point. It's difficult to pinpoint what it actually is. I know there's a lot of narratives around it. Look at the charts. People's opinions, they usually have their own allocations in the assets, so they have a vested interest into defending whatever. But I don't know, that's just my take on it. I do struggle to put it based on historical evidence exactly what it is. So I don't know. and around this BRICS currency, look, I hate the dollar just like anybody else. I just don't see why the other currencies are better. But if you have any enlightenment, just let me know. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one.